Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. As you can see, there are a ton of changes that we'll get to in a minute, but today's video is going to be a little herd slash rabbitry update. Who's pregnant, whose babies have weaned off, who we're thinking about keeping to grow out, all that fun stuff. So let's get started. Our first doe is Ebony. She weaned her three babies off about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and they are doing fantastic. Well, maybe not 2.5 weeks ago, probably about a week and a half ago, but they are doing fantastic in their grow out cage. This is Biscuit. From my last video, or if you keep up with my social medias, you will know that Biscuit's baby passed away. He was a singleton and he got too cold in the box and unfortunately wasn't able to keep warm enough, so he did pass, but we're planning on rebreeding Biscuit this fall. This is Olivia. She is currently bred. We're hoping that she took. She's one of the harder does that I have to palpate for some reason, but hopefully she took, and if she did, then she will be due around, let's see, I believe she's due in about 2 weeks. I think that's the beginning of August, late July. So we'll see how she does. She's a first-time mom, so I don't expect too much from her, but we'll see. This is Fiona. I'm not going to take her out because she will jump out of her cage and run around the floor of the rabbit barn, which I'll let her do occasionally, but right now I just cleaned and I don't want her going to make little poo balls all over the floor for me. But she will get bred this September, after the show, beginning of September that we're going to. She's gonna get bred to a broken chocolate buck we're getting, because she is a possible chocolate and dilute carrier. So if she does, then I think she'll help out our chocolate slash lilac self program. This is Vina. If I open the cage door, she'll do the same thing, but she is also going to get bred this fall, but not in September. She's going to get bred this October. We're debating on breeding her back to Dad or breeding her to our new tort buck from Lunlops. Either way, I hope she produces something nice for us, so we'll see. These are the two brother and sister, the lilac brother and chocolate sister. The other lilac brother is fine. He's up here in the grow up cage. He is in here because I think this sibling is the nicer sibling, but I don't want to part with the other one just yet, just to make sure. I'm gonna wait a couple more weeks just to make sure that he's the one I want to keep, but I'm liking his shorter ears. He does have some folding in his ears though, but he did look nicer on the table the other day when I pulled him out, but I'm going to pull them out multiple times over the next month or two just to make sure that he's the one I want to keep. And our little solid chocolate dough over there is in a molt right now, as you can kind of see on her head. So I'm hoping after this molt, their heads will pop. He's in a molt too. So hopefully after this, their heads will pop and look decent enough to show in a couple months. This is Tap Dancer. I think the last update we had, she was waiting to kindle. She had 2 dead babies on the wire, which was unfortunate, but she was a first-time mom, so I did kind of expect something like that to happen. But she is fine now. That was about 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, so she's recovered fine, and we're going to breed her this September. This is Envy. She weaned off her litter of 3. The 2 were fostered from Sally Sue, but she weaned off her litter of 3 the same time as Ebony, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks. She did amazing with this litter, especially for her first time. So I'm very proud of her. She's definitely going to be staying a little longer to breed. Her next litter will be sometime beginning of October. She'll get bred in September after the show. And we'll see what she gives us this time. This is Maybelle. She's currently pregnant. She's due in 4 days. As you can see, her cage is full of hay, and I gave her her nest box yesterday. She's built somewhat of a decent nest in there. I'd like her to add a little bit more hay, but she's a good mom, so I know she'll cover everybody up with fur. This litter isn't a too exciting litter. We bred her to our Lunlops buck. I'm definitely excited to see the type and how they come out in this litter. But I specifically bred my blue doe, Maybelle, to this buck because he has a chance of carrying dilute. And if he does, he can throw blue torts, blues, that sort of fun stuff. This is BK's Bubbles. She weaned off her, 4 babies about 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago. She is doing good. She's all dried up. She's eating a lot. She's trying to regain her weight. She was skinny after having all those babies. She's not used to having 4. She normally has 1 or 2. But she did amazing. She's also going to get bred this September, probably to our Lunlops buck. If I had to make a guess, maybe our Broken Chocolate, to see if she can help out with that. I know she doesn't carry dilute or chocolate, but maybe we can get some dilute or chocolate carrying babies in her before I retire her sometime early next year. But yep, here is Sally Sue. She weaned off her litter of 4 about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. She did fantastic with this litter, especially since it was her first one. I'm very proud. She kept all her babies decently fed, which was amazing. So she's also going to get rebred beginning of September. Here is Watermelon Crawl. She is currently pregnant. She has a decent little nest built back there. I'm hoping she has a good litter this time. I want to say this is her 4th litter. Her last litter was not very successful. She ended up having them in the nest. She made an awesome nest. Her babies are just being born dead. But her litter before that, we did get Vina out of, and she did fantastic raising her. So I'm hoping she can get some live babies out to raise for us, because Davina is the only one we've gotten out of her. We think the problem may have been the buck we've been breeding her to, because all 4 times, I believe, it was Ace's Andy. And we think maybe something just kind of collided in there. So I bred her to Lunlops Sargent to see if that helps anything. This is the Lilac buck. I don't have anything on their tags or anything. It's a pink card, but I ran out of blue ones. So he might go if he's the one that I decide will go. So yeah, these 2 are the fuzzies from Bubbles litter, Bubbles times Clay. That was their litter, and these are the other 2 brothers from that litter. I just kind of separated them into their grow-out cages so there weren't 4 in one. And then these 3 guys, or these 3 cages, are full of the babies from Ebony. Well, these are Ebony's 3. These are Envy's 3. The 2 Brokens are fostered from Sally Sue. And these are all Sally Sue's babies in here. So they're all doing good. They're all eating and drinking just fine. No poo butts or anything like that. So they're doing good. One of the Siamese Sable has a home already planned out for him. And I'm thinking about keeping the Broken Sable Point buck right here and the solid Black Tort doe, as well as possibly the Broken Sable Point doe, and possibly maybe, I don't think I will, but maybe if she keeps growing a little nicer than what she is now, possibly her ears are really long, and I do not like that at all. But her mom does have long ears, so I'm hoping maybe she'll grow into them and she'll be a good brood doe. So this is the most recent cage. Well, we added this cage as well. It's a 12-hole stacker for grow outs. This is what we're going to call show crew cage. It's just a cage that I'm gonna use for overflow bucks and does, and to put rabbits that I'm waiting to move into doe cages if they're full, or waiting to move in buck cages if they're full. I actually finished this up 2 days ago, and I'm really liking the way it turned out. This is my first time using plastic dividers, so I'm hoping they don't chew on them. If they do, I'll just drill a little hole and put another clip right there to hopefully pull it tight so they won't want to chew on it, see? But I've definitely learned from that experience, and I have a couple more to practice with. There will be another 12 hole on this side right here, and then another show crew cage right here, and then there will be a buck cage there, and a buck cage here, and then that will become a doe cage and stay right there, and then I'm going to build another doe cage, and it will go right in this little area right here. I'll just move our hay box, and that will go there for the does. And I'll have 32 doe holes, 16 buck holes, 16 show crew / overflow herd cages, and 24 grow out cages, with a total of 88 holes, I believe, altogether in our barn. So that is great for me because I tend to keep some babies I don't think I need to, or I don't need to. But anyway, that's all the updates and rabbitry things, I guess, for today. I'm hoping to have some other videos planned for the next upcoming weeks. I just launched or announced that I am starting a small cage building business. So make sure you go check that out. It's Liam's Cages. So yeah, thanks for watching.